In this podcast, we are going to talk about solving stoichiometry problems. So first off, you probably need to copy down the steps to how to do this. You need to make sure your equation is balanced. After you have a balanced equation, you take the starting amount you're given and you got to get it to moles. If it's already in moles, you don't have to do that step. After it's in moles, you need to use the mole ratio. And then if it asks you to convert to anything but moles in the end, you have to do that after you use the mole ratio step. All right, here is a problem, example problem. And you see that you have a equation. It's not balanced though, so we need to balance it real quick. So you've got two NO3s there. So you put a 2 there, gives you 2 NAs. Put a 2 there, gives you 2 CLs, and you already had 2 CLs. So now it's balanced. Says how many moles of lead 2 nitrate. Well, there's lead 2 nitrate, so we're looking for moles of lead 2 nitrate are needed to produce 49.35 grams of sodium nitrate. We got 49.35 grams of sodium nitrate. So essentially, we don't need these other two because the question's not asking about them. All right, now we're going to start with what we were given, the 49.35 grams of sodium nitrate. And we're going to convert it to moles. So we're going to have grams on the bottom, and grams is always the molar mass of whatever substance we're working with. All right, and the molar mass of sodium nitrate, NaNO3, is 84.997. And remember, we got that from saying there's 1 sodium times the mass of sodium from the table. There's 1 nitrogen. Okay, you get the point, and then you add them all up, right? So that's old stuff. All right, so that's the molar mass, and that is equal to 1 mole of sodium nitrate. Okay, so that cancels out your grams, and that gives you moles of sodium nitrate. So you got 49.35 divided by 84.997, and that gives you 0.5806. Okay, and that's moles NaNO3. Okay, so that was the first thing you had to do, was take it to the mole. All right, now you're going to use your mole ratio. Okay, you can either reason through this step or you can actually just read your units. Okay, so if you look at the balanced equation, you see that there are twice as many sodium nitrates as there are lead nitrates. So if you're reasoning, you just say divide by 2. If you're not good with reasoning, you can just follow your units. You got moles of sodium nitrate. 2 moles from the balanced equation, so 2 moles sodium nitrate, and 1 mole PbNO3, lead nitrate. All right, so to solve this, we got 0.5806 divided by 2. All right, so that gives us 0.2903 moles of lead nitrate. Okay, and if you go back to the question asks us for moles of lead nitrate, so we're done with that problem. All right, the next example problem, again, you're given an equation, and you need to first balance it. So you got 2 NO3s, you're going to have to put a 2 there. And then that gives you 2 AGs, so you're going to have to put a 2 there, okay? Now you're done with that part. Oh, snap. I'm getting excited, crossing things out before it's time. All right, question says, how many grams of silver, well, this is silver, so we're looking for grams of silver, are produced when 36.92 grams of copper, so that's what we're given, does all this stuff in the above reaction. Okay, so I don't need that one or that one. Okay, so I got my silver and I got my copper. Okay, first step, if you're not already in moles, you got to take it to the mole. Okay, so we got grams of copper. So grams will go on bottom. Need the molar mass of copper, which is 63.55. And that's equal to 1 mole of copper on top. Okay, so you're crossing out your grams. So it's 36.29 divided by 63.55. And that gives you 0.57104. There you go. All right, and that's moles of Cu. Okay, so we took it to the mole. Now we've got to do our mole ratio step. Okay, either reason or do the math. So here you see that you have 1 copper for every 2 silvers. So you get twice as much silver as copper. So if you can reason that, just multiply by 2. If reasoning's not your thing, you can follow the units. So you got moles of Cu. And from the equation, you got 1 mole Cu and 2 moles Ag. Okay? All right, so basically it's that times 2, and that gives us 1.14209. Okay, and that is moles of silver. Now look back, it didn't ask us for moles of silver, it asked us for grams. So we've got to do one more step here. Okay, so we're going to take our moles of silver, and we got to convert them to grams of silver. So if you got moles on top, mole goes on the bottom. And to get to grams of silver, you're going to have to use molar mass, which is 107.87. Okay? And then you will multiply. So you got 1.14209 times 107.87, and that gives you 123.19. Okay? And that's grams. Now you need a sig fig. So you got 4 sig figs there. There's your 4. 9 makes the 1 round up to a 2, so your answer is 123.2 grams. Okay? And that's how you do it, step by step.